Okay, I think we're just about ready to get going. So thank you all for joining our Leverage Mailchimp to Drive Sales webinar today. I'm Louise and I'm Head of Sales at ProspectSoft, and I will be taking you through some slides and a couple of short demos this afternoon to look at some of this information that we've got for Mailchimp and how we obviously drive more sales through that process. So on the agenda today, we're going to look at, well, I'll do a quick introduction to the webinar itself, why use integrated email marketing platform, how we target audiences, using campaigns and some of the reporting off the back of that. We'll look at some key return on investment points from using integrated email, Mailchimp to Prospect CRM. We'll also then take a look just quickly at how you actually link your Mailchimp account to Prospect CRM just at the end, so you can, after this webinar, you can run with it and start using it in earnest. So we'll look at some of the ways to generate further sales leads through integrating Mailchimp to Prospect CRM to effectively build, brand awareness with prospects, but also to generate cross-selling and upsell opportunities within your customer base, because obviously that is very key in wholesale, distribution, and manufacturing businesses where you've got this B2B repeat ordering customer base. We'll also look at how we track responses from your email marketing campaigns through Mailchimp, showing you how you have full visibility of this through Prospect CRM. Identifying all customer interactions with your marketing emails through those responses. With a level of data and campaign manager, we can also touch on key reporting elements as well to see how effective your emails are, your email marketing campaigns are through Mailchimp, and what interest has been generated through them. We'll then just take a look at the return on investment opportunities through that, so driving lead generation for new business and existing customers, and obviously how that then lends itself to order confirmation, hopefully, from those marketing generated sales opportunities that you will be working on. So why use an email or an integrated email marketing platform such as Mailchimp to a CRM such as Prospect CRM? So CRM is typically where all of your key contact data is held, especially within Prospect CRM, where you can also have access to, the key sales data that we put in from your ERP or inventory system, which is obviously something that's very key in categorizing your contacts and customers. And it really does give you the ability to target different audiences that should have or should receive different marketing messages based on, their buying habits, or indeed what industry they're in, what products they might be interested in. So it really allows you to send a specific message to a target audience, and indeed, based on the data that you have, and you might have in different kind of types of products you sell and different industries that you sell to, you might have multiple audiences, which all can be generated from the data that you hold within Prospect CRM. So these targeted marketing lists from the data that you get from the CRM allows you to understand who needs what message and allow you to then personalize your email marketing efforts to generate more interactions and hits, because you're actually sending something that customers are already interested in or should be interested in, something that really resonates with them as a customer, rather than a blanket email to everybody about a specific thing that some people just might not interact too well with. And obviously then these marketing lists then lend itself to results-driven follow-ups, where you can really hone in on that data of the responses and interactions from the marketing list that you generated, the emails that you sent out, and really then provide you with the ability to see that information through, the responses that you're getting. So things like the opens and clicks. So if you send out emails with clickable links in, you can see who've clicked on those. Indeed, obviously then is where you can see the unsubscribes and bounces, which are also really important when you're looking at marketing and indeed targeting your customers. So it provides not only visibility from a marketing perspective on that kind of report that the interactions and responses that that email marketing campaign has driven, but it also gives more visibility for sales teams to actually action correct follow-ups at the right time based on actual interest, and allowing them to really strike whilst the iron is hot. And obviously with the reporting, it allows you to see, opportunities that have been generated and those that then go through into a conversion to order, which is hopefully what you're trying to achieve here. It really allows you to kind of target that reporting as well and to see the overall successfulness of your email marketing campaigns and kind of the return on investment that has been generated from them, and whether or not you need to maybe change them in the future. It really allows you not only to target your marketing list but also your marketing efforts going forward as well, to really get the best results from it. So let's take a look at some of this in practice. I'm just going to switch my screens for you, so just bear with me 1 second. Okay, so you should now be able to see Prospect CRM, and we're currently on the front page. So if we take a look at some of the kind of the building these target audiences up using the data within the CRM, so that there are lots of reports already built, things that you can use already set up for you with minimal effort if you've got obviously if you're integrated. Really allows you to build up these target audiences and provide a more personalized email at the right time to the right people. Yeah, so ensuring that you're giving the right message to the right people at the right time for the best results, and really being able to hone in on those. So the first thing we can take a look at is the RFM reporting that we've got. If you use Prospect CRM at the moment to its full potential, I'm pretty sure you would have heard of it, or hopefully definitely use it, because it really is a central piece of reporting analysis that we do. And just in case you don't, it stands for recency, frequency, and monetary value. And it's data that is collected from the sales history that we import from your accounting ERP inventory solution. So it basically allows us, based on your customers' buying history and their buying habits, etc., categorize your customers into these different segments that you can see on the screen here. And then this allows you to really get, in a granular level, being able to see what these customers, maybe what marketing messages you should be providing to each of the customers in these different segments. Because quite honestly, you're probably going to want to send a completely different message to your loyal customers, to those that are at risk of churning, or those that are in the needs attention section. So you can actually, so if you go down to the see more section, you do get a full list of all of the customers that are in there. But you can actually then generate a report based on this RFM segment using contact information. So you can generate a contact report, you can filter it by RFM segment, and use that as one of your targeted marketing lists to kind of really hone in on the messages that you're sending to customers, and getting the most promising results from that. We also have, if you go back to the dashboard area, also this alert section. So obviously you can see here, it quite clearly says those customers within your existing customer base that are missing orders. So obviously there might be times where you really want to just give these people a call, but you can actually use this data again to build up a targeted marketing list that you might want to, shoot out a quick email, and just generate interest in making sure that they are placing that order. Maybe you've got a website and you might want to send them a quick voucher to say, place your order now. I noticed that you haven't placed your order yet with us this month. Here's 5% discount to go and do that now, basically by the end of the month, or whatever it might be. But again, it really allows you to kind of hone in on that sales data that you've got to target that message further with your customers, making sure that you are generating the best response. And if you're using this data, you can quite effectively send out an email with that 5% voucher on, and get an increase of 30% or 30 orders. Hopefully, I mean, you probably might not generate all of those with the email marketing campaign, but a real good percentage of that could be made to place that missing order quite quickly and effectively. And you can also, from that email that you're sending out, see the responses, who actually opened, who's clicked on the 5% discount voucher or whatever. And from there, you can then decide what your next stage would be to get those customers to place those missing orders. We've also got a wealth of reports in the sales section down here as well that could potentially be used for marketing or targeted marketing lists that you're going to send up to Mailchimp. So within here, I can use, if I go to the report section, we've got a key one in here called who customers who bought X and not Y. So this allows you to say, you might have a scenario where you've got, if you sell printers, for instance, you might have a situation where you want to find out who's bought a specific printer, because you might have specific paper that you want to upsell that customer. And you can put in there, so who's bought this printer but has not bought this specific paper to go with it. And then you can do a whole campaign around why they should use this amazing paper that's the best fit for the printer they've got, etc., etc. Really, top level example there, but you can see how that can really help understand and generate interest in products that customers aren't buying, but definitely should be. And just on that front as well, you can also use our Magic Matrix reporting tool to allow you to actually generate further interest in products that customers aren't buying. So if I just quickly jump into that Magic Matrix section, you can see here across the top, I've got my product categories, and these are generally imported from your inventory system, but you can also set up your own kind of categories within Prospect CRM as well, if you need to, if you don't have those set up or they're not what you kind of want to use in this scenario. And you've got all your customers down the side, but you can see here in the middle, we've got some dots, coloured dots, and quite alarmingly, we've got loads of red dots here, which means that these customers have not ever purchased a product from the categories where there's a red dot. The green means they have bought. So based on sales history, we understand that this 11 target customer has purchased products from our furniture range. And indeed, this customer, CTW, has bought from that furniture range as well. At the bottom, you get kind of a color-coded menu here. So unaware, obviously, have not ever bought from you. Aware means they are currently in a campaign which you're running to build awareness around that product category. Opportunity means you have logged an opportunity within Prospect CRM against that customer, particularly for introducing that product category. And obviously, as I mentioned, green is brought, and we get that information from your accounting inventory ERP solution. This actually gives you, if you've got this little action button at the side here, where you can actually, it takes you through a whole workflow of building up a email marketing campaign to send through Mailchimp. So I'm going to take you through that, but I just wanted to, so this build awareness section does take you through using our campaign manager. And I just wanted to explain that a little bit before we go into actually showing you the build awareness section and then sending that email out. So if I just go back to my lovely PowerPoint presentation. So campaigns, using campaigns provides, so whilst we've talked about building target marketing lists from the data within Prospect CRM, which you can then send straight to Mailchimp using their tagging solution to send out emails to a list of contacts. You can, however, with Prospect CRM, have access to our campaign manager solution. So all customers that use Prospect CRM have this, and it just allows you to get a centralized location or place to store all of the details about your marketing efforts. So things such as budgets that you're spending on marketing campaigns, campaign types, because obviously you might, whilst this is focusing on email marketing, you might do other things like events, etc. It also allows you to obviously store that audience list as well, to understand what campaigns have been sent to who, and really hone in on that data again. And obviously in that centralized location, you can also view all of the email responses that have been generated for all of the contacts that are in that target list. Obviously, you can take further advantage of the full reporting that we've got, so conversion reporting and indeed marketing results reporting as well. And it also provides this multi-level marketing scenario as well. So if we, our structure of campaign manager is you have an overriding campaign, and underneath that you might have multiple activities that then make up this full campaign. So for instance, the campaign itself might be our new product launch 2022 Q4. And you might initially have one activity, which is an email to your customers that introduces this new product or this new product launch that's going on. Then from the results that you get from that email marketing, you might then build up a secondary activity off the back of those responses, which might be a calling list for some of the, your SDRs or your sales team to actually start calling the people that have shown interest from that email, who might then you might want to call to kind of get further discussions about the new product launch based off of those responses. So it really does then allow you to have this multi-level marketing where you can run a full campaign with lots of different activities going on within that campaign. So now I've explained that, I'm just going to jump back and show you the actual process using that build awareness button on the Magic Matrix. So clearly this is a really important tool because it tells you exactly where you've got gaps in your market where customers are not purchasing particular products. And this build awareness then allows you to start a full campaign to actually get further upsell and cross-sell through your customer base based on these different categories and products that you're selling. So if I click on the build awareness, it obviously gives you some information about what this stage is, but basically allows you to just select what category you want to actually target this particular marketing campaign on. So I'm just going to, for the moment, I'm going to say I want to just concentrate on building awareness around my furniture product category. You can also then get more granular and send out different emails based on account managers, RFM segments, and indeed industries as well. So these are all informations that we select against companies within Prospect CRM. So you can really, as I said, hone in and really target these marketing efforts that you're doing, providing different messages. It might all be about the product category furniture, but you might want to send emails from specific account managers because it will generate more responses. You might want to send different messages about the furniture product to different RFM segmentations. And indeed, you might want to send different industry-specific emails about this product or your furniture products, for instance. So in there, you can actually select those and you can filter your list down further. So at the moment, you can see here, if I just take that category, I've got a current target contact list of 625. But within that, 403 of those customers have no contacts and will not be included. So it's quite key to understand, if there's some data cleansing issues that might prevent some, this email getting out to more people. And then from there, it might affect your responsiveness or effectiveness of this campaign. The next stage is actually understanding who you want to include further into this email. So this says, I want to include all of the customers in the Magic Matrix that are unaware of my furniture, but also are aware. So they might have a tag against them in the CRM that they are aware of the product. We've spoken to them about it, but it hasn't gone as far as I've created an opportunity and they are genuinely interested in buying. So it really allows you to target these people and give them different messages. Indeed, you might want to run a campaign on those people that have got open opportunities about your furniture category. But again, you might want to give them a different message at a different time to the people that are unaware and aware. So you can select those. You can also then add it to an existing campaign activity. So this is where our campaign manager comes into effect. But from here, so I can, you can see it gives me a list of all my open activities or currently running activities that I've got and I'm managing. But directly from this workflow, we can actually go and create a whole new campaign activity for our furniture awareness campaign. So I'm going to go and create one. I'm going to give it a title. Awareness email. I can give it a parent as well. So this is, as I said, where I explain the structure of the campaigns. So this activity that I'm creating needs to sit under a specific campaign. So I might have a campaign already existing that I've created called, product launches. But again, from here, and I can choose that from my list of active campaigns, but I can go and create a new campaign and say, this is my product file awareness Q4 2022. And under that campaign, I can then start adding loads of different activities for my product file awareness campaign that I might be running throughout Q4. And that might be multiple email campaigns that you're sending through Mailchimp. And as I said, it might be then follow-up calling campaigns after that based on the responses from the emails that have been generated from the emails that you're sending. So I can give it, as I mentioned, lots of different details in here. Total budget, so my whole campaign might be, I might spend £1,000 on that. And then you can do, obviously, return on investment reporting based on the actual conversions to orders that you've had from that campaign and how much value that's generated. And you can also give it a start and end date. So I'm going to start it today. Obviously, it's a Q4 campaign, so I'm going to end that on the 31st of December. And again, in the activity side of it, you can give it a type of e-shot, and that allows you to actually, when you're creating opportunities off the back of speaking to customers who've had this email, you can actually add the source and link it directly to our furniture awareness email campaign activity. And that will then, I'll show you shortly, will actually give you the results to say, this is how many opportunities have been created, this is how many quotes have been created, and this is how many orders have been generated from this particular email that I've sent out. So it's really important to highlight the type, and you can see that by the asterisks there, making sure that you are adding those details in. And also we can give this particular activity a cost. So out of my £1,000 I'm spending overall, this might cost me £300. And you can give it its own target start and end date. So I've now created and I've added this to my campaign activity. And this will actually then go and add those contacts that I've generated from this Magic Matrix report to my campaign. So I'm just going to go and jump to the campaign activity now. And you can see here, we've got lots of information. So I'm already connected in this trial system to a Mailchimp profile. So I can just go and tag this in Mailchimp once I've sorted out my targeted list. And then I can go and send my email. But what it really allows you to do is, again, add some further filters to make sure that you're not including unsubscribed customers. With the integration that we have with Mailchimp, any unsubscribers do filter through, and we set a flag against a contact to say they have unsubscribed. So you can then filter those out of your campaign, later email marketing campaigns, and make sure they aren't getting it. You can exclude emails with no contacts and emails that were contacts who've had a bounce. And this just really allows you to, again, filter down your target audience list, because you don't want to be sending up targeted list of contacts that you actually can't send into Mailchimp if you literally can't send to them because they've got a bounced email, they don't have an email, etc., etc. So you've got all this information on here that you can use then for your reporting purposes after the campaign's finished. And if I go to the target contact list, I can see exactly in here who has sent or who has been or who will be sent an email, and I can come back to here and see that. I can also go into the contacts from this list. If I go to Santiago, against his contact record, I've got a Mailchimp section, and in there I can see once he's received that email, it will come into here. It will tell you the type of action he's taken on that, and it will tell you the amount of unique opens as well. So if Santiago opens your email 4 times, it will tell you he's opened it 4 times. He will tell you the time at which he opened these emails, and it will also tell you if he's clicked on any particular link. So if the action is click, it will show you what link he's clicked on, so you can see exactly what the customer has had interest in, what he's physically clicked on, and what you can call him and discuss. And obviously, if it hasn't opened, you will get a row here that says the action is sent, and then no further action will be in there. So maybe then you'll add them to a second campaign to hopefully send a different message that might might entice them to actually open the email next time. But equally, you can also use these responses to then target doing drip campaigns, etc., going forward. If I go back to the campaign, you will also see on the campaign a list of all the responses for all of the target audience contacts in your campaign against the campaign activity. So you really can not only get an understanding on a per contact basis, but get a full response list against the campaign activity as well. So that is how you manage building up targeted contact lists, and how you would actually go about introducing, this kind of reporting into the system. If I just jump back to the PowerPoint presentation, and we can take a look at some of the key points from this campaign. But if we look at the prospect CRM side of it, so obviously you might already have Mailchimp, and hopefully if you're watching this, you've got prospect CRM as well. You might already have those 2 things integrated, but it is so simple to integrate them if you don't already. If I just quickly show you that before we go on to the kind of the last points of the webinar. So sorry, if I just jump back to the demonstration and show you that. So you see in here already we've got kind of tagging Mailchimp kind of related items because I've already got my integration set up. But to set up the integration, really simple. The only thing you do need to be is an admin user, because you have to have access to our settings section in order to go and set this up. So if you're an admin user, you'll have this in your menu items, and you can go to system settings, go into the integration page, And the third item down is our Mailchimp integration. So you can see here that you can choose what company types that should be synchronized to Mailchimp, and indeed what contact roles you would like to be synchronized as well. So that just makes sure you're not, clogging up your Mailchimp to audience lists with people that you might not ever need to target with marketing material. So obviously the more ones that you would probably target are lapsed customers and prospects. And indeed, you can then go further into that and actually specify the contact roles that you actually want to sync up to Mailchimp. If the company type or contact role is not selected here, that contact or that company will not be synced to Mailchimp. We've also got the ability for you to set the number of contacts you actually want to synchronize. So you might have 10,000 contacts within your prospect system, but you might only want to target or send up or synchronize 1,000 of those contacts. Now, this is quite key because Mailchimp do charge based on the number of contacts that you have synced or have in Mailchimp. The free Mailchimp version, I believe, has a limit of 1,000, which is why we set our number of contacts to 1,000 as default. And it will also tell you once you have connected it, how many contacts currently meet the current criteria, which is company type, contact role, and it will tell you out of the 1,000 that you have to synchronize or want to synchronize, you have 45 that can be synchronized. And indeed, if you have a different Mailchimp level, subscription level, you can increase that 1,000 to whatever it might be. And we also do have a link to the Mailchimp pricing plan down here, just so you can actually check that before connecting as well. We've also, obviously, as I said, we've got a disconnect button here because I'm already connected to a Mailchimp profile. But if I did not, this button would say connect, and all you need to do is click that and it will give you a Mailchimp login screen to log into Mailchimp. And that essentially is the integration done and dusted, and you are ready to roll with what we've discussed today. Equally, if you wanted to, you might have multiple Mailchimp accounts, you can disconnect and connect a new one at any time as well. We've done the demo. So if we just look at some of the kind of key return on investment points that we've been through today, just to complete our webinar. So as you've seen, the integration with Prospect CRM really allows you to effectively target your customers based on their wants, needs, when you should be contacting them, about what, and really personalizing that marketing effort to your customers and your prospects to get the best results, to then obviously increase and drive sales through those responses. And obviously with that integration, you do have full visibility of the responses and interactions in Prospect CRM for, based on the Mailchimp emails that you'll send out, for real successful sales lead follow-up. So as I was saying, where salespeople can really target their follow-ups to the emails that are being sent out based on these responses and interactions, making sure, they really are prioritizing those people that are genuinely interested. They should be focusing and proactively going after those customers rather than just calling everybody that got the email, even if they haven't opened it, because obviously you're going to get a far better result with those people that have interacted, have clicked, have opened more than once, to those that maybe were sent it, opened it once and never did anything with it, or indeed didn't even open it. So it really allows you to target those follow-ups as well, whether they are sales team or, again, marketing-led follow-ups. It also allows you to really manage and nurture your marketing generated leads as well, with real results that are coming through from those campaigns. So as I mentioned, you really do get an understanding, not only being able to initially target the customers on what they actually want to hear about, when they might actually want to hear about it, but from that, being able to then really hone in and nurture those leads, and going forward, hopefully then to opportunity through to order, etc. So we have had some questions coming through as we've been doing the demonstration. We have, if I will open the floor to obviously for you to ask more, and I'll answer those ones that have come in. We'll do a quick couple of Q&As, and if you do have any that I don't have time to get to, then I will respond to those offline, or indeed if there's anything that you want to ask after this webinar, you can certainly contact our customer services and ask those. We have online chats and everything available for those questions if you don't have or don't know what you want to ask right now. So if we take a look at a couple of the questions that we have had coming through. So we've got one here that says they're in the CRM at the moment and they can't see the Magic Matrix solution that I showed. Yes, so the Magic Matrix feature is currently in preview, so it's a fairly new development for us. Really cool development, but it's currently in preview, which means you do have to actually enable that piece of functionality. So if you're an admin user, or if you can get an admin user too, you need to go to the system settings and search for Magic Matrix. That will come up and it will see that you have that currently disabled. I don't know what the term is for that. It won't be enabled, but there will be a slider button for you to actually go and enable that. If you refresh the CRM or log out and log back in, you will then see the Magic Matrix feature available to you, where you can start building that awareness up using real sales history data. Another question here is, how do you get a Mailchimp account? So we are not a reseller of Mailchimp. You can go to the Mailchimp website and sign up for your own account, and obviously via their pricing page, etc. And then you just need to, once you've got your login details, use that to then integrate and log in when you click connect within Prospect CRM. Okay. In terms of, so we've got a question here about Campaign Manager and sending lists of contacts up to Mailchimp. So yes, we do have lots of documentation on Campaign Manager and the Mailchimp integration in a bit more granular detail than I've been able to go through today in the webinar. So within Prospect CRM, in the help section, there's a whole Academy section in there. If you search for Mailchimp or Campaign Manager or email marketing, you will get lots of documentation to kind of help you through that process a little bit more. But indeed, you do have access to our customer success team via online chat, email, or just give us a call and we can help you through that a bit more. So as I mentioned, if there's any questions that you want to ask after this webinar that you haven't today, then please don't hesitate to contact us and we will get to those for you. We also do have lots of ongoing webinars in a series right now. So hopefully if you're watching this, you have signed up to our whole list of webinars, which is great. And the next one is building and editing CRM reports, which obviously if you're doing marketing campaigns, really helpful for you to understand how you can leverage that data more and build more targeted contacts through our building CRM reports section or webinar. So yeah, it'd be great if you could join that. Kind of might kind of be a nice follow-on from this webinar as well. So thank you very much for joining this afternoon. I hope you found that useful. And as I said, please don't hesitate to contact us if you do have any questions and we'll be happy to help. Have a lovely rest of the afternoon. Thank you very much.